Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience. We are hitting season 2 starting today. Season 2, episode 1. It's January 8th. It's 2026. My God. I still look at the dates and try to remember way back when I was in the 4th grade. And I remember my teacher saying then that, when the year 2000 comes around, these are all the jobs that are going to be out there that people are going to be looking for, and I was like, 2000, oh my gosh, what is that, and here we are in 2026, and I'm like, how was that so long ago? It really was. But I mean, 2026 is really personally, okay, and for people I know, has really gotten off to a good start. It has. And if it hasn't for you, there's a reason for everything, and I always say that there's always a reason for everything. But 2025 was definitely a year of change, a year of letting go, healing, clearing out, purging, all those things. And I know a lot of people were like, well, 2025 was supposed to be the year, But when you add up 2025, 2025 is 9. And my interpretation of that, the numerology, and I know what angel numbers mean and whatnot, but 9 is a lot about let's go, it's time, you're ready, let's go. Which means it doesn't mean you're ready, here it is. It means, okay, you're ready, let's do what we got to do to get to the end point you're looking for. So yeah, 2025 was probably a crazy year for some people, meaning a lot had to be let go, a lot had to change, things like that. And maybe some struggles, maybe some illness, maybe a lot of different things that happened where people are like, well, what a crappy year this was. But those things are necessary, and I know it's not great to go through them, but at the same time, when that stuff happens, I just look up and I go, you know what, thank you, because whatever is meant to be will be. And if it needed to go, it needed to change, whatever it is, I know there's a reason. So I'm grateful. A lot of times we don't understand the reason. Like, why is this person not in my life anymore? I thought, X, Y, and Z. But yet, you may turn around and go, you know what? Yeah, that person was not a good person for me. And now I am glad that you helped me get them out of my life. So, no matter what you go through, even if it's illness, what is that illness teaching you? And sometimes we got to dig deep to really look at it and say, what is it teaching me? So that's that. So here we are, 2026. Leave that crap in the past, as they say, right? 2026, this is a good year. This is definitely a good year. 2026, 2026 is 10. 10 is all about new beginnings. So obviously, if you want to get to the next step, you have to clean house. So now you've cleaned house, let's move to the next thing. Now, mind you, nothing is set in stone when we talk about these things, because there's a lot of personal work we have to do. So if you went through last year, right, but yet you didn't do the work to continue learning, to continue cleansing, purging, whatever you needed to do, healing, a lot of everything we do is free will. So as they say, the shit can hit the fan, but if you don't get up to go get the broom to clean it, that's on you. That is your free will. That was your choice. So now as you move into the next year, the next phase of your life, and things still feel crappy, well, why is that? You know what I mean? You can't, I don't know, spill milk and expect it to stay fresh. You know what I mean? It's going to sour. And then you're going to complain that it went sour. But at the same time, that was your free will not to clean it up. You know what I mean? So think about that. So nothing is set in stone unless you've been doing your work. Now, if you're saying, well, I don't know what that work is, well, you have to listen to your intuition, okay? Those voices that just pop in and like, you should do this, or hey, don't do that. If it doesn't feel right in your heart, it's not meant for you. And that was my video this morning. The inner goddess card came up. And the inner goddess means following your personal power, your belief systems, doing what is best for you. And a lot of times people don't do that, and I talked about, leaders and followers, and Either one is fine because you have both. Leaders can't force people to do anything. They shouldn't. They can guide, they can teach, they can do whatever, but it's up to the individual to make up their own mind. Now, the follower, same thing. They may do better being a follower and whatnot, but don't follow everything to the T because that's what people tell you to do. Follow what feels right to you, and if it doesn't, feel free to step back. You know, you got to have a balance. You got to be within your power, your personal power, your confidence, your self-esteem, because you are worthy of whatever it is you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. So remember that. So I'm going to continue on with this conversation, but I want to stop and pick a card. Now, these goddess cards have been, I don't know, I want to say since the beginning of December, like really like in my gut, like you need to use these, okay? And I think the reason being is because now that we've gone through the crap of last year and now moving into 2026 and being in 2026, and now it's time to manifest our dreams, go after our desires, and do what we want to do and achieve what we want to achieve. You've got to be in that personal power, right? So here we go. Let's pick a card. What do we got? Okay. So I say be in your personal power. Oh, look what showed up again. Inner goddess. So anyway, so this may seem like, well, wait a minute. You just told me to get up and go running, right? Now I'm telling you quiet time, okay? Quiet time. But listen, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate, okay? So it doesn't mean like go, and then stop. It means we need times in between this go to sit and be still, to listen, to meditate, to connect, right? So, well, it's, our personal lives are something of like an army, let's say. You have all the soldiers, but then yet the soldiers have to stop at some point and check in with command and say, okay, what's the next step? And then command tells you, this is where you're going and this is what you're going to do. Your life is no different. You go, you move forward, and then you stop and you rest. You meditate, you contemplate, you ask, all right, universe, what's next? And then you listen and pay attention to what you're being guided to do. So I know it's not like some great force comes down and say, okay, Susie, you're going to do X, Y, and Z. You have to follow the signs. You got to follow your messages. You got to follow your gut. If it feels right, go for it. That is being a true inner power, inner goddess leader of your own self, okay? Living in your personal power, following your gut. But then in between, yeah, stop and do what you got to do, okay? And you'll find what you're looking for. So, now that's done. All right. So, yes, 2026 is a year of achieving goals, dreams, getting to certain places in life where we're trying to move to, do whatever it is. And at the end of 2025, I had talked about a manifestation jar. So I know a lot of you I've talked to already have done it, you know, and it was fun. It really was. And of course, I do it every year. My son does it. I think my daughter, one of my daughters does a vision board. I'm not sure if the other daughter did it, but it's always fun to do. It's always, you know, more fun to read it the end of the year. So in December, I want to say, I think it was the week before I went on vacation, I decided to take my letter out and read it then. And I was like, oh my gosh, this happened and that happened and that happened and that happened. I was like, wow. Now, if you didn't do a manifestation jar, you're listening to this now and going, wait a minute, what manifestation jar thing? You can go back a couple of videos in December. It was mid-December, I guess it was. And one week I talked about a manifesting jar, and the following week I talked about New Year's resolutions, which we're gonna go back to that in a minute. But manifesting, you can do anytime. You really can. It's just, I think when New Year's comes around, it's like new year, new you kind of thing, right? And everybody's like, this year I'm going to do something. So good. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you want to achieve? You know, and of course I always say, start with your emotions. I want health. I want happiness. I want joy. I want love. I want support, right? I want understanding, those kinds of things. I want peace. I want, whatever, you know what you want. But if you didn't do a manifesting jar, it doesn't mean you can't manifest now. You can manifest at any time. But at the end of the year, it's just fun, like setting goals for a whole year. Like, what do I want to achieve this year? Okay. And, to look back at it the end of this December now, and seeing what transpired. The things that didn't, think about that. Why? Did you not work towards that? Did you find that, you know what? I'm so glad that didn't happen because it turned out it wasn't really what I wanted anyway. So that's when you go, thank you, right? Because a lot of times in the moment, we may think this is what I want. And when we don't get it, we realize like, oh yeah, I had let that go. And good thing I did. So, again, the universe does chip in and help you out with those things, which is good. But yeah, you can manifest anytime. So if you did your jar, great. If you didn't do one, it's okay. You can do a jar anytime you want. You can do goals for the year. You can do a vision board. You can just set goals for like right now, one thing. Like, I really want to achieve this. So don't feel like, you missed out on it. You didn't miss out on anything. And again, doing the jar, it's just a fun project to do. When you're manifesting, setting out intentions, it's 90% intention, only 10% work. That jar means nothing, but it gives us something to look at, because I think as human beings, we feel better when we're actually physically doing something towards what we want, just sitting there and going, oh, I want to achieve this year. And it's just a thought that passes through your head. But yeah, if you see that jar sitting there in your room somewhere, and it's like every day you see that jar and it's like, those are the things I'm doing. It's like a vision board, So a lot of times having that physicality of it helps us a little bit more. So, manifest away whatever it is you're looking to manifest. Now, as far as resolutions go, I know the last podcast in December that I did was the week before Christmas, and I basically talked about making resolutions, which I know most people do, but I also talked about how much you need to do. And what I mean by that is, if you didn't get to listen to it, lots of people, okay, number one, gonna lose weight, right? I think that's number one resolution for people. Lose weight, quit smoking, quit sugar, quit drinking, quit whatever, okay? And for some, lots of other things, I'm sure. But I'm gonna focus on the weight thing, only because it's just something majority people do. So a lot of people get mad at themselves because of the way they feel, the way they look at the end of the year. And again, resolutions, we do it for January 1st because, again, new year, new you, right? But you can start a resolution anytime you want. It doesn't have to be for January 1st and then forget about it because you didn't do it and wait till next January 1st. You can start new intentions any minute of any given day, okay? So remember that, okay? You didn't mess up. You didn't lose out. Do it, okay? So New Year's resolutions. I'm going to lose weight, which means I am going to cut out sugar. I'm going to cut out alcohol. I'm going to cut back on my portions. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to go to the gym. That's a lot, right? I think I just named, 7 things or something? I don't know. It's a lot. So I tell people, maybe that is your goal for the year, not all at once. Because what happens is we disappoint ourselves to the point of quitting. And what I mean by that is January 1st comes and it's like, okay, it's January 1st. I'm going to drink my water. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to make a nice lunch. I'm going to have salad. I'm going to have, protein, vegetables. I'm going to put some fruit in there, whatever it is. I'm going to have a smoothie, whatever you choose, right? Okay, this is good. Next day, okay, let's do this again. And then the next day, all right, I got this. And then all of a sudden the weekend hits and your friends are like, hey, let's go for dinner. We'll grab drinks, right? Okay. So you're like, oh, what's one drink? Then it's like, oh, wow, that steak looks amazing. Or that pasta dish with all that oozing cheese all over it looks great. And then you eat it. Now you feel guilty. Oh my God, I just ruined my diet. Diet should be taken out of the English language. It really should. When you are looking to change how you eat, drink, whatever, it's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. Because I think when the brain hears that word diet, it hears, I'm going to starve you, okay? We make lifestyle changes. We have better eating habits. We pick healthier choices. Those things, you know what I mean? And again, and I think this is where a lot of people get confused. And by all means, I am not a skinny mini, okay? But I have, over the past year, changed, probably even longer than that now, changed a lot of what I do. I do not buy processed foods. I don't buy boxed foods. I make my own breads. I make my own desserts. So this way, I mean, I control what's in there. Yeah, is it sugar? Sure. But there's no preservatives in it. There's no things that you can't pronounce in there. The list of ingredients is this big, not this big. So, it makes a big difference. I do a lot of home-cooked meals. I really do. Even though it's just me and my son, it's always home-cooked meals. It's not a boxed meal. And if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. And I'm not criticizing anybody for that. But if you're looking to make change, that's how we make change. We move from this choice to that choice, whatever that is. So even if you're somebody who maybe doesn't have a lot of finance to buy different choices, then you know what? Pick one thing that maybe is the processed box. Okay, been there, done that, so I know. But then buy a fresh vegetable to go with it, not a can, because can, same thing, there's stuff in there. Buy frozen vegetables instead, because those are fresh vegetables flash frozen. There's nothing in there but the vegetable, so those are little changes you can make. Don't buy canned peaches, buy a fresh peach, things like that. Start shifting. And then drinking water. Water's great. Soda water, not so great. It's not any better for you. It really, really isn't. Well, I know people like the carbonation, but it's not any better for you. Pure water out of the tap is fine. I know some people don't like their tap water. They buy bottled water. But even that, water is processed somehow that it's taking out things that you need, whether it be minerals or whatever is in pure water. You make the choice. It's your choice. So these are things that we can change. So, when you make this resolution, I'm going to do, and then before you know it, it's like, okay, I don't have time for the gym. Now I'm paying for a membership I can't use. I'm too tired. Once I get home, I don't want to move. It's cold outside. It's raining. Every excuse in the book. I started walking last July with a friend, and again, ask and you shall receive. And I was like, I really want to start walking, and I would love to be walking down at the beach, because walking on the roads, it's kind of creepy. Cars are whizzing by, and my street is kind of like a state highway kind of street, and so not a safe place to walk really. And I'm like, I love the beach, and it's like I would really love to start walking down at the beach, and and I'm thinking, how can I make this happen? And I just put that out there. Before I knew it, one of my friends calls me, and she does have a place at the beach in the summertime. And she's like, do you want to start walking? And I was like, what? Yeah. She, no, seriously, do you want to start? I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been thinking about doing. She's like, no, we're going to do this, and we're going to keep each other accountable. No sitting home going, I don't feel like it. No, get off your butt. We're going. You know what I mean? And we were walking 4 or 5 times a week down at the beach. Thank you for that. But even though the seasons had changed and we kept walking right through the fall, as best as we could, in as much light as we could keep, hold on to, I should say, until it got too dark. And at that point, it was like, all right, we'll do the weekends. So Saturday afternoon when I got out of here, or Sunday, Monday, whatever worked, we would do that. And even once the weather really shifted and now it's too damn cold to go out, I actually bought myself a walking mat. It's like a treadmill, but it's just the mat itself. And I have that set up in my living room, so it's facing the TV. And I just pop in my earbuds and I turn the mat on and I watch a show. And before you know it, 45 minutes has gone by and I did my walk. And I'll do that 4 or 5 times a week. So when there's a will, there's a way. And once I got started and I realized how much better I was feeling, I could breathe better. I didn't feel like I had inflammation. My muscles were getting better. All these different things. I was like, I want to keep doing this. So again, when we say I have this many resolutions to work on, no, start with one, maybe two. Go to the next one. Once that one feels comfortable, add in another one. You know, it's like creating a soup. Sometimes you just can't throw everything in together. You have to start at the beginning. You got to cook the protein, then make a roux, and then create the gravy, add the vegetables, add the spices, things one thing at a time. You have to do the same thing for yourself. I don't think anybody can do this many things as a resolution on January 1st. There's no way. You would have to be pretty damn determined to do that. But anyway, do one or two things. Like, okay, let's cut out the sugar. Meaning, let's stop with the desserts. Not to say you can't treat yourself once in a while, but if you know you're one of those people that once you have a piece of cake, you're going to keep going back to cake, then don't do it, okay? Keep going with your eating habits, healthy eating habits, until you feel comfortable enough to say, okay, yes, I can have a sliver of cake and I would be fine with that, okay? But, one thing at a time. Cut out sugar. Cut out sugar, add more water. Then it's like, okay, instead of having a box meal, let's make this meal. Look up recipes. Oh my God, we're in the day and age of internet, right? Social media. Oh my God, I get recipes all over the place, and a lot of them are not that hard, and I don't have time. You have a crock pot? Throw everything in the crock pot in the morning. Turn it on. When you get home, you got dinner, It's one of the ways you can do it. When there's a will, there's a way. So you can figure it out. Okay, so do your best with your resolutions. And if you fall, you fall. So what? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So guess what? Give yourself a break. Give yourself a little pick-me-up, right? Brush yourself off and start over. Don't say, oh, forget it, I screwed up, I give up. That's your excuse to not do it. That's really all that is making an excuse. So this year is a year about being in that personal power, being part of that inner goddess or God, okay? Because I know guys I'm not a goddess. It's like, it's okay. We all have that inner power, whatever you want to call it. And be in that power, go after your goals, go after your dreams, make things happen. And if you've started noticing, like I have, like suddenly I need to move things, I need to purge. Okay, this isn't working, it's got to go. This isn't happening, that's got to go. This isn't doing this, I got to do that, right? And it's like, wow, like that was me on Tuesday. It was like all of a sudden it was like, time for change. Time for change. You got to move the energy. And don't know why I felt like that. I just suddenly felt like that, and it was like, boom, 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 done. Do what you got to do. Follow your dreams, follow your goals, follow your intuition. Do what makes you happy. Be in your personal power. Be strong. Be courageous. And if you can't, ask for help. Meaning, ask God, ask the angels, ask your guides, ask your loved ones on the other side, ask your people right here. I'm really trying to work towards this and I'm having a hard time. Do what you got to do. And by all means, if you have angel cards, then guess what? When you're feeling like out of sorts, you grab that deck and say, oh, please, guys, I need a message. Shuffle them and just poof, right? This lady right here, Callie, oh, I talked about her yesterday. You need a kick in the pants to get moving? Call on her. Her name is Callie. And like I mentioned in my video yesterday, my little short video, Callie reminds me of that movie, The Candyman. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that, but it was a horror movie. And it was basically like if you looked in the mirror and said Candyman 3 times, he was supposed to come out of the mirror and he kills you, right? It's a horror movie. But that's what Callie says. Callie says, you need me, call upon me, say my name 3 times, tell me what you need help with, and I will be there to do so. But she also says that she is the bitch that will kick you in the ass to get you moving, basically, okay? And she is a very strong goddess energy. So yes, if you're feeling like you can't get motivated, you can't hold on to that determination you had before, Callie, please come help me. I really need your help to get moving on this so I can achieve it. She'll do it. She'll do it. So, but yeah, I mean, if you have cards, by all means, and it can be any kind of card. It doesn't matter. It can be just positive quotes, positive affirmations. It can be angel cards, oracle cards, a tarot card. It doesn't matter. whatever you feel attracted to. If you have them every day, just, again, grab the deck and split it, or throw them all in a basket and just pick one. It doesn't matter. Look at your message. That will keep you on track, okay? And if you don't understand it, then use the book that it comes with and just read what it says. You don't have to be a card reader, for like me to, get your messages. I mean, you can read the book. It's fine. That's what the book is for, is to help you understand what the card means. And then go with your own intuition on that too. Because a lot of times, we look at cards and then we're like, I don't know. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you look at the card? Go with that. Go with that. So be strong. Go with your personal power. Do what you got to do. And if you find that you're having a hard time with it, like, think about what you might be holding on to. And what I mean by that is, what old belief system might still be festering back here somewhere that is preventing you from moving forward. So maybe you're all gung-ho and you're like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to achieve this thing. Okay, whatever that may be. And every time you try to go towards it, you feel like you're being pulled back, or you feel like you can't do it, or you feel unworthy of it, or you self-sabotage. Has anyone ever told you that you're too stupid, or you can't achieve anything, or you're a disappointment, but yet you've grown up to right here, not believe that anymore, but it's still stuck back here? That could be why you're not moving forward. So think about that. If you feel like every time you take 2 steps forward, you get pulled back, why? Why am I being pulled back? What is my belief system that's stopping me from continuing on forward? That is important. Because many times old belief systems just sit back there in that subconscious, and those things are still, like, when you're like, yes, I'm going to do this, you hear that little voice from, I don't know, anybody, any one of your peers from when you were younger saying, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? Again, if I had listened to people, one specific person, about Sisters of Solace, that nobody wanted this, it's nothing but a luxury, who would come and see me? If you haven't done anything in the first 2 months, I would quit and shut the doors. If I had listened to them, I wouldn't be here. And let me tell you, March 1st of 2026 marks 20 years of Sisters of Solace. So I'm glad I didn't listen. 20 years. That tells you something. So learn to listen to yourself. Learn to listen to your heart, your gut. Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to other people. It's one thing if somebody says, hey, have you thought about what to do if this doesn't work out, or, whatnot. But when somebody's like, it's nothing, it's this, it's that, you shouldn't be, blah, blah, blah. See how negative and egotistical that sounds? Don't listen to that. It's one thing to have a friend who will openly talk to you about the different scenarios or options or, thought processes about what you're doing and having a conversation. They're not telling you to stop. They're just saying, have you looked at it? Because this is what I see from this angle. What do you see? There's a big difference. So yeah, don't let people tell you what you can and cannot do. My thoughts for you guys is that you work on yourself every day. And that means using your spiritual toolbox, whatever that is for you. Every day be grateful. Every day keep moving forward. Every day stopping and resting should you need to, which we all need that. Every day live in your personal power. Remembering that what everybody else thinks of you is none of your business. And keep pushing forward. Be motivated. Be determined. And if you trip, it's okay. Everybody trips. Everybody falls. But everybody needs to get back up. And I don't mean years from now. I mean right away. Think of yourself as a baby learning to stand and walk. If you gave up then, you would be living in a bed right now because you wouldn't be able to walk because you gave up on it. Toddlers will get up 50 times, fall down 50 times, and keep going. You know what I mean? We didn't give up then. Why give up now? So remember that. Keep going. Be who you are. Be who you want to be. And tell everybody else to mind their own damn business. Truly. Let's let 2026 be one hell of an amazing year. New beginnings, new options, new opportunities, new friendships, new loves, all the things that we've been looking for. And if you have some of those things, great. For the things you don't have, keep going. You'll find what you're looking for. You'll get there. It may be slow for some things, but you know what? Slow and steady wins the race, no matter what. So with that being said, this is where I'm going to leave you for today. Next week, I will be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. We will talk about something different. Who knows what it'll be? Sometimes I don't even know until I turn on the computer and go, hi, here we are. So keep doing your stuff. Keep moving forward. And if you move forward and you go step back, it's okay. You just keep pushing back. Keep going. I believe in you. You should believe in you. I know you're worthy. You need to believe you are worthy. You are strong. You are courageous. You just have to bring it up and use it. You know, fear is a thing that is so easy to fall into, but you have to remember fear and courage are the same emotion from a different side. That's all it is. So you say, screw the fear and do it anyway, which allows you to be courageous. So have a great evening, everyone. I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care.